With a surname like Williamson, there probably wasn't much chance you weren't going to be in racing, or was there something else you wanted to do when you were younger?
Not really, Cam. Probably, racing was always going to be it. I didn't enjoy school that much, although I played sport and whatnot, but no, I always loved racing and it was always probably going to head that way.
What's your earliest memory of racing?
Probably just as a kid growing up. Dad used to do a bit of driving back in those days, and then he was only training 2 or 3 horses and sort of working night shift at the works when I was a kid. So just probably listening to Dad on the radio in those days. We used to listen when he was driving at like Fulbury Park or things like that when we were growing up. And then my granddad, he also trained horses, Mum's dad, and so we used to, obviously when they were racing locally or whatever, we'd get along to the races, so that's probably the earliest memory.
Your father Phil is obviously a bit of a driver and now more into his training, big on his trotters. In fact, he only has trotters, but you've got a bit of a mix. What's your preference?
No real preference, just fast ones is the preference, but look, Dad just sort of started off, he sort of started from nothing, I suppose, and just sort of built his way through, and started off with a couple of paces, more so than the trotters. And I think he just, Role Model was the first good horse Dad had, was the first horse Dad trained actually, and he was a converted pacer to a trotter and ended up winning 10 races in a group race as a trotter. So I suppose from there Dad sort of got a wee bit of a name with the trotters, and he bred a few trotters, which were a cheaper way to get into the industry, to get into the better sort of quality end of the industry. He could breed sort of, good trotting stallions, etc., at a fraction of the price. So he got in that way and sort of built that, and it's just sort of snowballed. And obviously, he's had great success with the trotters. And my preference really isn't one way or the other. I suppose, do train a lot of trotters as well as pacers down here. But when I come down here, I wanted to sort of learn more about the paces, and I worked for Kirk Larson for a year, and that was really good. And Kirk was really good at educating the young horses and getting them going, and turning them over, selling them to Aussie, etc. So that was pretty good. Grounding down here for a while, and then went out on my own.
So you are out on your own now, as you said, and you do have a relatively young family. So how do you balance that family and stable life?
Oh, it's pretty hard. Stable life takes up a lot of it. Just really lucky where we are here. My wife's parents are living down here, and so my mother-in-law, she sort of looks after the children when we're working. Katie's got a full-time job as well, so pretty lucky that way. And but it is hard, racing sort of, you've got to, if you want to be successful, you've really got to be committed to it all. So look, I think it's just finding that right balance. But certainly as the kids get older, we'll certainly obviously have to taking them to sport and different things like that is something I'm looking forward to.
Have they shown any interest into the horses yet, like they might go down that path, or a bit early?
A bit early, yeah. Well, Millie's, the oldest one's only 5, but she, she's got a pony. I got her a pony for Christmas, so I'm not sure whether that was a good idea or a bad idea, but she loves that to bits. And the other young fella, Lockie, he's likes everything at the moment. So it's a bit soon to say, but I was sure they enjoy the the horse side of it.
So Saturday is Diamonds Day. What does that mean to you, being a Southerner?
Oh, it's our biggest day of the year. It's the culmination of, I suppose, what we work towards all year, especially with our age group horses. So look, it's our biggest day, and really looking forward to it. And group races and a lot of money up for grabs. It all sort of makes all the hard work worthwhile on days like that.
So exactly, with it being the biggest day, last year you won the Supremacy for the first time with Regazzo Mac, but you also drove a treble with Pembroke Playboy in the Country Cups final, and you also fined for Brett Gray in the Diamond Creek, so you've had a bit of success on the day. Yeah,
that's right. You had a great day last year. Obviously, we had some really nice drives, some really nice horses to handle that there, so it was good. We sort of worked towards that all year, and much the same this year, although we probably haven't got the same just real strength that I had last year, but there's still a few runners there that I hope that have got good chances.
So on that, the first of the features in race 7 is number 4 Sandwave. Geez, he's pretty fast, and his sectionals last time were pretty good in a strangely run race.
Yeah, it was a strange race. Look, he'd missed a vital lead-up run leading into that, and I was wary of that, and I didn't want to sort of, I thought if he ended up having to do some mid-race work, he wouldn't finish it off that well. So the way the race was run, it was sort of didn't give him a lot of hope from back where he was, but I was really pleased with the way he went and the way he come through the race. So no, all's looking good for tomorrow. He seems really well.
The next race is the Diamond Creek 2-year-old, and you got the Black Flash, who's been trialling up super, and I thought his first up run was pretty good.
Yeah, he went great in the kindergarten. We didn't have a lot of luck. We're obviously drawn bad on that occasion, sort of went back and took the shortcuts, and he hit the line real nice. I don't think the 2-2 will worry him, and but obviously we're drawn tricky again, so it'll just come down to how the sort of we fare during the running and what sort of run we get. But no, he's competitive and he's a nice wee horse, and I think you'll see the best of him in the spring.
In race 10, the Southern Oaks, you got an outside drive, number 5 Snow Robin, stuck on well for third last start sitting parked.
Yeah, she did. That was she won an Oaks heat earlier and beat a nice field of fillies that day, and she ran third the other day and sort of hinted that she's getting back to something like her best form. I don't think the 2700 will worry her. She's a good staying filly, but she is drawn quite tricky with some nice ones both inside and outside her, so we'll just have to see how that plans out. But if it's a genuine pace, she'll be running on.
And on the undercard in the first race, you've got Andy Hall, who's a big horse with plenty of ability, running second to Sunday's Sons once upon a time. So whereabouts is he now?
Look, he's a good horse, obviously. His record speaks for himself. He's had a lot of wins up country, and he's obviously, I think he was 7th in the Dominion, which he recorded 4 minutes for 2 miles. So look, he's got the ability there. I was very confident leading into his last start run, and he disappointed us quite badly. We subsequently run tests on him and couldn't find a lot wrong, so we're putting it down to just an off day, and hopefully he can bounce back. His training's been good, so the one query with him is Invercargill probably doesn't suit him quite as well as likes of Addington or Winton or Wyndham or the bigger tracks, but no, look, he's in there with a good chance.
In the next race, you got number 11, Who's Better, who fought on pretty well for doing a bit of work.
Yeah, she did first start. She went good race. Drawn the second row, but she doesn't possess a lot of early speed, so I don't think that'll worry her, and the extra distance should suit her. So she's a handy maiden, and I think if the brakes went her way, she's a definite first 3 player.
In race 4, you've got number 1, Swedish Star as an outside drive. Showed some good gate speed from the same draw last start. Would you be looking at opting similar tactics? Yeah,
I'd say so. Just punch out of the gate there and probably look at trying to follow the right one. She looks like if she's just held up for the right sort of 200 metre burst, she's got a good wee sprint. So if we just manage to trail the right one and get to the passing lane, she's a first 4 chance.
In race 5, another outside drive, Port Pegasus. He's pretty consistent lately, and a family with brother to Andy Hall and Splash Cola.
That's right, yeah, no, he has been racing really good of late, and he's very consistent, as you said. Got good manners, so he should jump away and be pretty handy, and I think if he's pretty handy all the way, definitely top 2 or 3 chance again. He's honest, and I think the best to come from him too. I think he'll be a nice horse as he gets a bit of age about him. Race 6,
number 6, Friendly Air, a rare monkey bones pacer, but he's been going pretty well of late.
Yeah, he's really improved. Look, he was a horse I drove probably 12 months ago, and he was sort of probably battling to be fair in maiden grade, but Nigel's done a terrific job with him, and his win the other day was really good. So drawn tricky in what looks a pretty handy wee field, but look, on his current form, you couldn't knock it.
And in the last of the day, you've got My Martini, number 3. He's got a tidy wee record, but looks to be a jump up in the ratings a bit here for him.
It's a massive jump in the ratings, but tidy horse, and I know Brett's got quite an opinion of her. She's drawn well, so she should jump pretty handy. I think she's got smart gate speed, so if she jumped handy and was right next to the speed all the way, she's definite chance.
And just on Pembroke Playboy, how is he after being withdrawn from the race and not heading north?
Yeah, look, he's recovering. We've we've sort of pinpointed where his injury perhaps is, and you know, he's sound again now, which is a positive. So he's he's just went through a wee bit of surgery, and he's going to return home here and spell, and be set for the features in the spring. So yeah, real shame, and obviously we were you know, Dunstan was such a great sponsor and had, you know, sort of you know, really got behind us, and sort of you know, we were really appreciative of everything they'd done for us. So it was really disappointing not to be able to take part in that race, but just for their sake as well as ours, you know. So but look, he'll bounce back, and you know, hopefully we'll see the real Pembroke Playboy in the spring.
Definitely, always have to put the horse first. And just on Saturday, one for the punters, what's your best of the day?
Probably Fovo Straight, one I've got in a maiden race. He's probably a you know, a pretty good chance. I think he's probably my best chance of the day. He's he's definitely improved since his first up fourth, and I think he could probably you know, be right there if he you know, if he just got a bit of a run through from the second lawn.
Good luck. Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.